Okay. Uh, this one right here is about confusion of face, and we're going to get into confusion, talking about the confusion of faces, because it's the call of the day. So, you can't. I just want you to know you can't judge people on the way they look, their skin color, what nationality they look like, none of that stuff. You got to judge people according to their spirit, according to the scriptures. Okay, so, you might see a person that just look like a white boy, or like whatever nationality he look like. You got to remember that the Most High said we would be scattered to the four corners of the earth. So we got people that's in every nation that look like every other nation. They may not look nothing like us. You got a lot of Israelites that'll tell you if you ain't got melanin that you're not an Israelite. You got a lot of people that say that all 12 tribes of Israelites is Negroes. But that's not true. Because when you say Negro, the first thing come to your mind is dark skin and nappy hair. So that's not true. Okay? Now, I'm going to read you something out of Daniel. This is Daniel 9. Daniel chapter 9, verse 1. And it says, in the first year of Darius, the son of Ahasuerus, of the seed of the Medes, which was made king over the realm of the Chaldeans. Let me finish. Start at the bottom of the page, so I gotta flip this page. And then it says, in the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood by books the number of the years whereof the word of Yahweh came to Jeremiah, the prophet, that he would accomplish 70 years in the desolations of Jerusalem. And I set my face unto Yahweh thy power to seek by prayer and supplication with fasting and sackcloth and ashes. And I prayed unto Yahweh my power and made my confession and said, O Yahweh, the great and dreadful Yahweh, power, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him and to them that keep his commandments. We have sinned and have committed iniquities and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from the precepts and from thy judgments. So basically what it's telling you is, he's telling you that, we did wickedness in the eyes of the Most High, And it said, neither have we hearkened unto thy servants, the prophets. So we didn't listen to the prophets who spoke to us to tell us what to do, And it says, which spake in the name of our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land. O Yahweh, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of face, as at this day, to the men of Judah, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all of Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass, that they have trespassed against thee. So, confusion of face. The reason why we got confusion of face is because we got scattered, And the scripture just told you that he driven us, to all these different places, to the four corners. He driven us to these places. And when we got to these places, what we do, we end up mating with the other nations and other people. And that created confusion of face. Because if you take a man of one nationality and made it with a woman of a different nationality, the face is going to be confused. You're not going to come out looking like one or the other. You're going to come out looking like a mixture of both. So it's confusion of face. So you can't really just look at them and tell what nationality it is. You got to judge them by the spirit. And that's how it went on since this day. It's confusion of face. So you can't look at a person just because they got dark skin and nappy hair and say, oh, that's my brother, because that's not so. And then it says, O Yahweh, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us is confusion of face. As at this day, to the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and to all Israel that are near and that are far off. through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee. And then it said, O Yahweh, to us belongeth confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. So we looking like other nations because we sinned against the Most High. We don't look like our natural original selves, you know, and that's a curse, you know. Even if you go back to Genesis, when the Most High was showing Moses, you know, the leprosy, he stuck his hand in his bosom and it came out white as snow. And then after he did that, he put it back in there again, and it turned back to his other flesh, because, you know, to have skin that looked like that was an abomination to the Most High. So part of our curse and part of our punishment was to look like these other heathen instead of looking like ourselves. And so it says, and then it says, to Yahweh our power belongeth mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of Yahweh our power, to walk in the laws which he hath set before us by his servants and his prophets. And this is why he did this, because we refused to do the law, statutes, commandments that he gave us. It said, yes, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. And therefore the curse is poured upon us. And like I told you, it's a curse to have to be looking like somebody you're not, you know. And then it says, the curse is poured upon us, and the other that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, because we have sinned against him. And he has confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us. Yet made we not our prayer before the Lord our God, and that we might turn from our iniquities and understand. So we not only did we sin before the Most High, we didn't even pray and ask for forgiveness for it. We just continue to do it. It said, therefore have Yahweh watched upon this evil and brought it upon us. For Yahweh our power is righteous in all his works which he doeth, for we obeyed not his voice. And now, O Yahweh our power, that has brought thy people forth out of the land of Egypt with a mighty hand, and has gotten thee renown, as at this day we have sinned and we have done wickedly. So that's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. I'm gonna go to this is Hosea 7:7. Let me see. And it says, they are all hot as an oven, and have devoured the judges. All their kings are fallen. There is none among them that calleth unto me. So out of all our people, there ain't none of them that call upon the Most High. And he's talking about the tribe of Ephraim. And he said, Ephraim, he have mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. And what that means is, when we say cake, you might think of a cake that you eat, like a dessert cake. But in those days, a cake was just like what we would call hot water cornbread, or a pancake. If you make, just think about it. If you make a pancake and you put it in a skillet and you cook it, you know, and you never flip it, you know, and it's going to be ruined. You can't eat it like that, right? It's going to be ruined. So that's what Ephraim has done, is ruined themselves. You know, they're cake unturned. And then it says, strangers have devoured his strength, and he knoweth it not. So him mixing with all the nations, he has confusion of face. He's beginning to look like the other nations. You know, so he says, so strangers have devoured his strength, and he know it not. Yea, gray hairs are there, and there upon him, yet he knoweth not. And the pride of Israel testifieth to his face. And they do not return to the Lord their power, nor seek him for all this. So after all that they done and everything they're doing, they still didn't go back and seek the Most High. Ephraim also is like a silly dove without heart. They call to Egypt, and they go to Assyria, Salaki. So what that means is they following the customs of these Edomites, you know, and the Egyptians. You know, they want to seek after what they, you know, instead of following their own law, statutes, commandments, they want to do what they do. You know, and they ain't even looking back to to try to ask for forgiveness from the Most High. So he let them be, you know. He said, when they shall go, I will spread thy net upon them. I will bring them down as the fowls of the heaven. I will chastise them as their congregation hath heard. Woe unto them, for they have fled from me. Destruction unto them, because they have transgressed against me. Though I have redeemed them, yet they have spoken lies against me, and they have not cried unto me with their hearts. When they howled upon their beds, they assembled themselves for corn and wine, and they rebelled against me. So, no matter what the Most High did, you know, they'll do right for a little while, and then bam, right back to what they was doing at first. So, you got what this is telling you is that, you know, he put these curses on them to look like other nations, you know. So that's why we don't know who's who, because you might have a man that look like he's this, and he might be that, you know. He might look black, but he might come from a line of white men. But because the men have constantly made it back to black, you can't see the white in them no more. All you see is the black features that he get from his mother. But the seed is still the white man's, because you know you are the seed of your father. So confusion of face means you cannot judge people by the way they look. You can't judge people by their skin color. You can't look at a man and say he an Israelite or he's not an Israelite. You got to judge them by their spirit, you know. Yahweh Shai say, my sheep hear my voice, you know. So, you know, if a person flock to this truth, no matter what they look like, you know, that's why they try to say GMS. They be having white people in their congregation and this and that. And, you know, it ain't about that. It's about the spirit of the man. You know, you can be darker than me and be wicked as all outdoors and be an Edomite. You know, you can't judge it like that. You know, the same thing I said, look at Bob Marley. You know, he come from a line of white men, but him and his sons look just like us. You know, but they're not. So with that, I just want to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and I'd like to give honors to the Akim that's out here pushing his truth and sincerity to the four corners. So I want to say Shalom, Shalom.